Today's reactivity top tip is for those of you that come across reactive dogs when out and about in the world, rather than those of you that own the reactive dogs. Although those of you that own reactive dogs probably also come across reactive dogs every now and again. It's about how to help that other dog and that other owner as best you can without having to sit there and have big long conversations about what is easiest for them, and to just sometimes you sitting there asking questions can make it harder for them. So by assuming the following, you are probably making it easier for them. If you have dogs with you, put your dogs on lead. Don't let your dog stare at the other dog. Dogs that stare are rude. Not necessarily, so when you've got herding dogs, they like to stare. Some sight hounds can be a bit starey as well. They're not necessarily rude in that they are intending to be rude, but other dogs perceive it as rude because they haven't had that conversation about breed-specific traits. You can help this by having your dogs eat a scatter feed, and that's just literally where you throw a bunch of treats on the floor. If you can't do that because your dog resource guards food, then don't, but maybe just try and get them sniffing. The idea is nose down, eyes down. This will send calming signals to the reactive dog, so it will help calm that reactive dog down. It makes your dog an easier dog for the reactive dog to work around, stops them staring, and it probably stops your dog moving too quickly, which is another thing that can make it really hard for reactive dogs to work with. If you're walking past the other dog, try and walk slower, or try and have your dog walk slower to help that reactive dog as well. Dependent on the situation, you could yell to the other owner and ask if it's easier for you to have your dog stop whilst they pass, or for them to stop and you walk past. It depends on the context, it depends where you are, it depends on a whole bunch of things that I can't tell you on an internet video. If you are driving past a dog that is looking reactive to traffic, slow down as much as you can safely. This will not only help the dog hopefully react less to your vehicle, but if the owner were to slip, if the lead were to slip out of the hands, if anything nasty were to happen, you can stop quicker and keep that dog safer. If you are having a dog react at you, or if you're passing a reactive dog with your dog and you don't know if it's you or the dogs, I assume it's everything. So I avoid making eye contact with the dog. I will walk slowly, not like super slowly, like weirdly slowly, but just I'm naturally quite a fast walker, so I'll drop my pace a little bit. And instead of walking straight, I try and, if it's a wide pavement, I will add a curve. So I won't walk in a straight line, I will add a curve round. So if the dog's here, I sort of make the apex of the curve as I pass the dog. If it's a very narrow path, I will just try and turn my body. So I don't turn my back on the dog, but I try and turn sideways rather than walk sort of straight past it. That can help calm the dog down with my body language a little bit. Give them as much space as possible. No matter what the circumstances are, remember to smile at the owner. They're doing their best. I was going to say everyone's had a reactive dog, but they haven't. But it makes the world of difference when you have a reactive dog and the general public go above and beyond to try and help you out, and when they smile at you, when they make you feel not judged for your dog's behaviour. So try and make eye contact with the owner, give them a genuine smile. If they stop and if they want to have a conversation about it, by all means do. If they don't, just move on. The best thing you can do as someone that has owned a reactive dog and been in one of those flustered situations is just get out, leave them to get on with their walk as quickly as possible. There are circumstances where that changes a little bit. So I was once on a walk with Pumbaa, who is very, very good at ignoring dogs on walks. And there was a very, very nervous dog, and I could see she just didn't want to move past us. So I pulled as far away as I could. And I said to the owner, like, please take your time. She was trying to hurry the dog along to get past us. And I was like, honestly, he's like, I'm fine chilling here. Please take your time. So that was one where, because it was a quiet situation, because I had plenty of space, the owner was obviously aware that I was making an exception for her, and I wanted her to be 100%, like, if it took half an hour for that dog to go past, I was really happy with that. Pumbaa was having a nice time. I get to see a dog have a nice experience rather than have a bad experience because it's nervous and the owner has been rushing it along because she's worried about my attitude or anything like that. Honestly, it was fine. If it wasn't fine, I'd have turned around and gone the other way. I did say this. So there are circumstances where I would do something different. If you see someone that's got a dog that is very, very nervous of people, the best thing you can do is ignore that dog. I do not care how many dogs you have owned, how long you've owned dogs, any of that. I don't care that all dogs love you. Ignore the dog. Ignore the dog. Don't try and give it treats. Don't try and pet it. Just ignore it. Even if it comes to you and sniffs your leg, ignore the dog. Please, like, no eye contact. Ignore the dog. That is the best thing you can do for a dog that is nervous of people. For a dog that's nervous of dogs, if you've got a dog that is going to be a good role model, so I know Pumbaa's going to ignore a dog. He might try and say hello to it, but he'll say hi and then he'll go off sniffing because that's who he is. I may offer that help. With Sonic, I wouldn't, because she's going to turn around and be like, ah, hi, I'm Sonic, isn't life amazing? And if you've got a dog that's nervous of other dogs, that's terrifying. So Sonic, I literally food and face and just lure her past the other dog because she does not need to traumatize them with her overly exuberant hellos. Even if she's on lead, even if I've got a very tight hold of her, she's going to get all wiggly and she's going to get all bouncy and she's going to be all Sonic. She is a dog they can work with at a much later stage. So Pums, I will offer help. If I've got both dogs, I won't offer help because I can't let Pumbaa ignore while Sonic's there not ignoring. So those are my top tips for what to do if you come across reactive dogs out and about and how you can best help them. But please remember, a smile goes a very, very, very long way.